Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, as we are continuing our Laravel e-commerce series about the checkout page. So guys, in previous video we have made our tables and migrations and migrated those things. And now what we are going to do, if we click this place order button, the time your order should get placed, right? So guys, now let's start with this. So once you copy this, let's copy this submit button. So this submit button is nothing but this checkout page place your order button. So let me copy this name and let's create one controller. So before copying this, let's go to and make the form tag. So as you can find, let me minimize this. See here. So form action place order, right? So let's create one route URL for it. So inside authenticated user only I'm going to create that. So let us give route colon post. While posting that, we are going to call this place order, and in the same controller I'm going to call that where it is fronted checkout controller. So checkout controller where we are going to do store. Okay, store, or you can tell, yeah, fine, store this order, store order. I will give, copy this function and move to your checkout controller. So let's give control and click on that, and this is our controller now. So let's create a function, public function with this, and paste that and get all the request $request. Let's remove this, and finally you have to start the code over here. So if the button is clicked, then only you have to come in. I am telling that. So let's check is set $_post of your is set. We will check it out. So let's go to our cart page, and this is the form, right? So let's move down, and here it is. So place your order button. Let's copy and do it. Done. So if we click anywhere, we will tell return, and we'll check once the output. I am here. Save this and reload the page once and see what happens. So I'm going to click on place your order. You can see page expired. Why? Okay, let me see what's the issue. Page expired. First let us check CSRF token first. Okay, so you're posting the data, you have to call the CSRF token. So this is most of the reason page expired, means it will mismatch of CSRF token. Let's reload it, and now let's post that. So I'm going to click on post, place your order. I'm here, it's working fine. Cool. So now what we have to do, all these details, first name, last name, phone number, alternate phone number, address to city, state, pin code, as you can find this in your user table already. So let me click on user table. It's loading, so let's just wait for it. Cool. So as you can see that we have already created, right, this last name, address 1, 2, city, state, pin code, phone number, alternate, and the image for our profile page. If you are not understanding these details, I have given the link into the description where you can create this data. And now let's take this all this value and update into this table. Simple. So first thing, we will comment here in our checkout controller, where, let me minimize and take it out, and let's tell here user data update while order. Okay, and then second step, creating of orders. So this is one order. When you come to checkout page, this is one order, and inside that order you have order items. So let's go and see the details of orders. So let me click on this, and next tab I'm going to view it. It's loading, so let's just wait for it few seconds. Okay, So as you can see that these are the fields which we required in placing the order. So now we will tell that order placing order, and the third one final is that your order items. So this orders items, these are the items. So as you can see that one more table is there, order items. So let me open a new tab and I'll show you that. So in order items you can see that order ID, product ID, price and tax amount quantity. So now we have to check with this and update everything. So let's type it over here like ordered items, or you can tell cart items also, order or cart items, right? So once these three steps you have to follow. So let's get started with this. So guys, now let's create one user table. So first we will update all the user data. So let's call the user model find, where I'm going to use find function and find the data $user_id. So let's get this is equal to authenticated auth ID. So you will get the ID of it, ID function, I think, yes. So if you're using auth, make sure you're adding this, and I'm using user, so app user, I have added this, right? So let's return this and check the user ID first. So let's go back and return the value. So let me just click on place order. We can see that your ID number 4 as user 1 is logged in. Okay, so now this user, let's get back checkout page. So you can see that user 1, as in your user table, you can find that user 1 it is at gmail.com. okay, so let's get this and remove that return, and let's tell user field of call this values which is inside this. Let me browse the structure of it and paste it. So what are the fields we required is nothing but what are the fields we have given in our checkout page. Okay, so guys, now first take it f name. So first name is nothing but name. So let's paste that dollar request of your input of your what we have given into this checkout first name. So let's copy this first name and paste, right? So let me just do it this because we don't have much time. So let me just type everything for it. So guys, now we have successfully pasted this code, and like whatever we will just discuss now about this first name, last name, phone, alternate address, address to, and city, state and pin code. As you can see that over here from our detail we have fetched from the checkbox, I mean checkout page, and whatever we have given into our table called name, then last name, this address, city, state, pin code, okay, and phone number and alternate phone number also. So those details are taken and pasted according to it. Okay, so guys, now we have successfully done with this part, where if you click to checkout, your data will be updated over here. Okay, so once you click to over here, your data will be saved, right? So I'll just show you one demo. Let me browse this. So you can see that right now lname is not filled and address nothing is, it's just null, right? So for this to update, once you check out with this, and let us click on it. So already we have Ved. So let me type user n and give the phone number 888. Okay, so just type 10-digit phone number and let's give address Bangalore, India. Let's type Church Street, Bangalore post. However, you can give Bangalore, Karnataka, your some pin code number, right? Let's save. So once I click this, it should be saved because right now it's null. So let me click on it. Let's place order. So you can see it's blank because we didn't run anything, but let me browse and see that data has been updated or not. So cool. So your data has been updated perfectly now. So it's what we have to do, and let me get back, and now let's reload this page. So after reloading it, the data has been gone, right? So for this, to solve this, we have to do in the checkout page, we have to check if the authenticated user data is there or not. So if it is there, you can get that. So let me take value, inside value, open, close, and tell authenticated user of name. So let's save this, and now let's browse it. So let me click browse, and you can see that username has been come over here. The same way you have to call for each line. So let's paste that and tell him lname, and now paste it and call this as phone, which is there in your database record, and this alternate underscore phone, oops, and then final. Last 5 input is all about address 1, address 2, and then city, state, and then final pin code. Save it and let's run this. Let me give Control R and check the output. So you can find all the number of records which we have saved it, right? So it will be saving and updating it. If you want shipping address, one more thing, you have to make another functionality which we'll learn in future videos. So now what we have to do, now once we click order, now let's place the order first. So this is user table is done. Now let's move to order table. So let's place the order. So for that, let's go over here to our controller and let's find out the model for it. So let's create one variable called order, or orders you can tell. Let's create order itself. Order, and let's create the model, order model, which we have created in previous video, where we are going to call this by new. And once we create this, an object should be created. So let me just show you that order models. So inside this models, I have created order.php model in previous video. Okay, so this is my orders table, and these are the details required for it. So let's move to our checkout controller, and if you are adding this order model, make sure you are added at the top. And now let's tell what do we need actually. So in orders table, as we have created that, we need user ID. So let's tell $order of user ID is equal to, we have already taken the user ID from here, authenticated user ID. Let me copy this and paste here. Done. And now second one, same way you have to create this tracking number. So let's create the tracking number for it. Let me just copy and paste and let's replace it. So for this tracking number, we will give one random digit things. So guys, like I'll just tell track number is equal to random function, where we will pass 4-digit value from till 9. Okay, and let's take this track number and concatenate with some things. So my project name is FabCart, so let me tell FabCart, where I will concatenate with this. That's it. So our detail will be processed, and the tracking message will be null, so we don't need that. Actually, I'm talking about this tracking message. We do not require it, so let's ignore, or you can just keep and comment that as null. So I'll just keep it null. If you required, or else just comment and leave it off. Let's create the next one, which is about payment mode. So payment mode, it's nothing but this is the cash on delivery. So you can tell that cash on delivery. If it's online one, we will make it in that format. So let's move to next point, that is about payment ID and payment status. Payment ID. So payment ID is not there right now, so we have to leave it null, because we are not taking any payment transaction on cash on delivery, so you have to keep it null. And then status, where if the status is 0 means that means the cash is pending. If it's 1 means it will be paid. So we are making one rules for it. So just let's make that rules simple way. So we'll just tell that. So payment status is equal to, where if 0 means pending. Okay, and then if it is 1 is equal to means 1 means we will say that cash accepted, and 2 means you can just tell it is cancelled, or else as per the condition we will continue. Okay, so if the order is cancelled, that time it will show is pending only, but it will be rejected. Okay, cancelled, done. So in future for online payment one, we will be creating more steps and continuous for online. So for that we will just keep now. And guys, now let's move on with this one, which is order status. So once order comes means your $order hyphen order status is equal to, which will be 0. So first time we are going to accept as 0. Once you complete that, it will status will be 1, 2, that we will be learning in more detail. I'll just explain you that scenario. So right now it is 0 means default, which is pending. And then cancel reason. So cancellation reason, whatever, if it is there, that time you have to add, or else ignore that. And now notify. So let's give notify also. So notify will be as 0. So which we don't need, we will remove that. So let's remove, we don't need this payment ID over here from on cash on delivery. And yes guys, so let me save it, and this created updated is common. And now let's call this save function. So let's just tell that save function, and your order is going to be placed. So we will get that last order ID. Last order ID is equal to we are going to take this and store here ID, right? So once this is done, that time your placing of order which is there, right, that thing will be added in your order items. So for that, order items we have to add. So let's move to order items. So you can see that inside order items, what we are going to do: order ID, product ID, price and tax amount, quantity, and created updated. Okay, so order ID, we have got that last order ID which is we are going to take, and then product IDs we required over here. So let's get that first. So after this, we are going to get the product IDs. So what we have to do, we are storing the product details into this shopping cart, right? Cookie, shopping cart cookie. So let me just take that and add here. So let's make a rule. Let's follow this rule which we were created, order items. So we are getting that, and let's tell this as dollar items in your cart, okay, is equal to cart data. Now we will loop this. Let's loop it. Let's use for each loop, for each, where we are going to call this item as dollar item data, we can tell, and then start creating your order items. So let's call the model called order items, order item colon, we will use the create function to store the data. Your item data, from here we are going to take out from the cookie, that is using your item underscore order ID, no, product ID, item ID, where it is. So we have to get that from our checkout controller is here, right? So it will be in the cart controller where we have created our items. So where it is, it's over here. So this is the item ID which we are nothing but product ID. So let's tell that item ID which is nothing but the product ID. Over here you have to call this product ID. Let's copy this and paste, right? And the same way you have to call that the product ID. Oops, we have to create this into array. So let's just mention this. Let me just arrange this, okay? And now over here order ID, so let's copy this order ID over here and leave it, and then over here order ID, last order ID, which is we have got this variable, right? So let me just paste that dollar last order ID, and then the price and tax is there and the quantity is there. So let's take first quantity, because price and tax we will fetch from our table. So let me just add this, and now let me copy paste, and this quantity we are getting from our cookie, which is the, where is it, here it is, item quantity. Cool, let's add this item quantity, and then the price which we are going to show. So price also we have added over here, as you can see that price item price you can take from this, or else you can get from your database. So as you can see that, let me just take this value price over here, paste, and this over here you have to type, let's create a variable called dollar price value. Okay, so let's create a variable for this price value. We just take it out, is equal to let's take this product item ID and search in your product table. So my product table values will be like, it's going to be more complicated, but let's solve it in easier way itself. Okay, so let's call our products table is equal to our product model. So where your product is products colon where you're going to find by its product ID. So let's type this item ID where you're going to find the product price. So let me just show you what it is in our products table. So inside this products table, we have to see that tax and the price column should be there. Okay, so let me click on this. Let's click on it. Okay, so you can find that the original price and offer price. So we need offer price and the quantity is not required. We don't have any tax thing, right? Which we were talking about, tax amount, that is GST calculation in India, and other things in other countries we tell as what, also VAT. Okay, so we have to add that one column over here and get that value. So let me just add that also right now. So let me click after price itself, offer price, and let's just add it once because we need to finish this. So let me click on it, tax amount, and let's add it tax amount. It's loading. Okay, so let's add this tax amount, and this will be the integer only, or else we can keep varchar, and let's keep this 191 value and make it please null, or else it will show an error. So let us just give null and save it. Done. So let me just browse that, and you can find that column is as null. Okay, tax amount is null over here. So let me just mention 18% tax will be there for it. So I'm going to enter that directly over here. So this tax calculation I will show you in next video about this, how we are going to proceed with it. Okay, cool. So let's get that values now. So inside this tax amount, whatever we are getting, right, in this products tax amount and the price. So inside this tax amount we have to say offer price, right? Let's copy that, offer underscore price. Let's take this offer price and tax amount and paste. So you can tell this tax amount. Done. And now we can add that also, as you can find in your order items. So let me just paste that also, tax amount. Tax amount is done. And then now guys, whatever we are getting, and it's going to be created automatically, right? So once created, everything will be set up. So our order items also will be created, our order also will be created. So guys, now it's a time to test this. So before testing, I just want to show that it should get redirect to thank you page. So after doing this, you can do like, here it is. So let's redirect, return and redirect. Return and redirect. Return and redirect with status order has been placed successfully. Okay, and here we'll give us thank you page. Okay, so this thank you page, make sure you're having that thank you page. So let me just check in my route. So we don't have any thank you page, right? Okay, not a problem. For testing purpose, let us just run this. So in next video we'll continue with that thank you page creating of. So guys, let me just save and run. So there is no order inside this, and then you can see that no order items added by its order ID. And now this is the our checkout page, and let me just refresh. You can see 0. Okay, 2 carts item is available. Here you have grand total as 23,500. so till tax amount and all we have not discussed about it, so it's showing something else over here. So in next video we will cover it off about how to make GST calculation and all, and do that also. Cool. So guys, now let me just change this 9988991. Okay, so let's place your order. So let me, after placing order, make sure you are clearing the cart also. So let's just clear the cart. Okay, so once it's placed, you can just tell that cookie clear. So you have to clear this cookie in cart controller. In that I have made that how to clear the cookie. Here it is. So let's forget this cookie. I mean, let's make to forget this cookie. So let's just copy that and paste it over here. That's it. And if you're using cookie, make sure you're including at the top. So you have used the cookie. Great. And let's see that order items also. Let me check it out where it is. Order items. So your order items, where it is in your model. Okay, we have not made it. So let me just make it PHP artisan make :model where order items, order item. Okay, inside models folder I'm going to create that and hit enter. So now model is created successfully. Your order item is created. Great. And now you have to call the same things and paste the table thing. Okay, so let's tell protected $table is equal to here your table name, which will be there. This is your table name, order items, and then your fillables, that is table columns. Fillable is equal to inside array where you are going to call your items, I mean column names, which is product ID. Let's copy this and place it. Product ID, price, tax amount, and the final one, quantity. So let's just paste that and save it. That's it. Let's call this model, which we have used order items at the top of it. So let me just call that also over here, order item set. Save this and let's execute and check to the procedure to store the data of orders. So let me just click on it. So let's click to save it. Let's click place your order, and you can see that what's going to happen. It's still loading. My system is little slow, I think, today. Okay, so you can see that class controller product not found. Okay, so products model is not found. So let me just import that, but our data might be have stored already, I think so. So let's call this products. Where is that products model? Over here. So let me just call this products also above this. let's oops call this as products. Okay, but our data will be stored already because I know see here, let me browse this. Okay, not yet stored. Order is created. Okay, so guys, your order is created but didn't store that. So just let me just refresh this again and let's clear this operation once again. Let me just empty this table, empty the table. Okay, browse. Let's get back once again, reload the page, and now your order is empty and your cart items also, and let's click to save. So let's place your order, and now you can see, cool, it's redirected thank you page. And let's check the order. So first let us click on order, browse this and see the order. So ID number 1, user ID is 4, where tracking number is this, and then cash on delivery, everything is setted, right? So you can see that in browse, I mean order items, you can find your items also, which is inserted inside this. Okay, so price is 12,500, 11,500, and these things will be shown in your dashboard. So before that, please create your thank you page and move with next video. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.